So what hybrid protocols actually do is they take two different esters or two different administration methods of testosterone, combine them together so that ultimately the goal is you get a stable baseline of hormones, which generally is a good thing, but then you get a boost each day. You have the SIP Prop blend. Okay, that's the most commercially available blend that's actually made by some pharmacies, where it's like disproportionately testosterone cypionate, and then there's a small amount of testosterone propionate per injection. You have what is likely less popular. I'm not even sure people actually make this, but you could make it yourself by combining testosterone enanthate and testosterone propionate. I think that would also be pretty effective. I think that'd probably be more effective than the SIP Prop blend for people. Then you've got the option of a long ester plus cream. Okay, so you run a long ester, you're pretty stable in hormones, you have a daily dose of that long ester or an every other day dose, but then daily you dose cream on top of that. Finally, probably one of my favorites so far that I've actually tried is two short acting testosterone modalities, testosterone propionate plus testosterone cream. I'm going to explain in this video how some people on the web, as well as people that I've worked with, as well as my personal experience, have had better results with a hybrid TRT protocol than just like one long ester or, set it and forget it kind of dose. And I'm going to explain what I think the best hybrid protocols are and how hybrid TRT might just be the magic bullet. All right, before we start the video, look, Cortex Labs is a performance optimization and hormone consulting company for men. We own a range of different products ranging from the Torque Nootropics stack, which is like Adderall without the side effects, a stack that I built, 35% off right now. Code is down in the description of this video. Most popular product right now is the Sourceless. Okay, this is a vetted source, trusted sources for anabolics, hormone hacking agents, ancillaries, basically anything you can think of, including DHT, Proviron, HCG. Sourceless is live. You can get that at livecortex.com or down in the description of this video. Lastly, if you need to hire me for coaching, like I do two different things. One, a TRT protocol redesign. That's the most popular thing that we have to get you libido, erections, energy, all that stuff. Or we've got ongoing packages. Look, some stuff requires me to work with you for 3 to 6 months. If you got the budget and you're serious about getting better regarding hormones, sexual function, libido, erections, dopamine restoration, hire me in under a minute for any of those things at livecortex.com. So the bottom line with hybrid protocols is you're trying to achieve one thing. You're trying to achieve a baseline stability of hormones, which you would achieve usually with a long ester, and then you're boosting that each day. So you have this stable baseline that your body gets used to, and then you boost it each day. For libido and specifically erections, sometimes that works better for people, right? Your body kind of gets used to the 180 milligram dose of testosterone enanthate every week, and you don't really get any spikes, so there's this like homeostasis that sometimes you really don't want. You don't want it to be exactly the same all the time. Perhaps your body gets used to it. Hard to explain exactly what's happening at the receptor level or the genetic level regarding that, but it does happen to people. Then, like if you just add, 50 milligrams of prop every other day on top of your already stable baseline cypionate protocol, well, you're probably going to have better results, right? You'll have erections suddenly. You'll wake up with erections in the middle of the night. You might regain your spontaneous erections. You might have a lot better libido. It's going to change the whole hormone dynamic. I personally have had really great experiences, specifically in terms of erections, just more random spontaneous erections, a lot harder erections, probably induced by more nitric oxide as synthesis using hybrid protocols, but specifically short acting stuff. Okay, prop plus cream was one of the best protocols for TRT that I've ever been on. It was 70 milligrams of testosterone propionate every other day with 3 pumps of testosterone cream every other day. That's high dose TRT, all things considered, but it still falls into the range of TRT. And that protocol was fucking phenomenal for basically everything. So let's break down the various options of hybrid protocols so that, people get just a bunch of various ideas on what they might want to try next. Because look, you are the creator of your TRT experience. People have to ultimately, if the doc isn't helping you or the clinic isn't helping you, take matters into your own hands and dial yourself in. All right, so first there's a SIP Prop blend. This is a somewhat popular blend. Defied Medical sells this, Empower Pharmacy makes it. You could probably find it elsewhere, but this is like where I think it was popularized. The breakdown on this is, I believe, 160 milligrams of testosterone cypionate and then 40 milligrams of testosterone propionate per milliliter. So if you're injecting 200 milligrams, let's say at once, well, then you're getting 160 of cypionate and you're getting 40 of prop. Now, you could split that up into daily injections if you absolutely wanted to, in which case, you'd be getting somewhere around, like 28 milligrams of testosterone total. The bulk of that would be testosterone cypionate, and you might have like 5 to 7 milligrams, just some marginal amount of testosterone propionate, which would move the needle in that case. People do take the CYP prop blend and have good experiences. Again, the utility of this is you have this cypionate, which is like causing you to have pretty steady state testosterone. And then every day, on top of the slow boost or the topping off that you're doing with taking cypionate, which will go like this and then kind of, even out, and it's just kind of a stable, but you have a little bit of peak and trough, not much at all. But then you have prop, bumping up your serum testosterone levels, converting more to dihydrotestosterone, converting more in the acute period to estradiol. And so you're getting a boost that goes kind of like this, especially if you're talking about a short acting ester, with that extra propionate that you're dosing per day or per every other day. Now, the reason that I think stuff like this is useful for people is because, again, it gets them out of their sour baseline where nothing's really changing and you're in homeostasis, but your dick doesn't really work all that well. And it's not extravagant. You're not like just like screaming from the mountaintops about how good your protocol is. You feel fine and whatever, but like it could be better. What stuff like this does, especially CYP prop in this case, is just it boosts dopamine. It's going to boost some of that brain performance induced by testosterone every day. And likely you'll be synthesizing more nitric oxide. You'll have a little more endothelial optimization, so your erections are probably going to be better. And you get this boost, which ultimately starts troughing back down by the time you go for your next injection. So you get some degree of variation rather than just being stable all the time. And for whatever reason, that just works for some guys. All right, let's talk about an enanthate prop blend. This is something that it would probably be hard to find. I don't even know if people actually make this, but you could make it yourself by just getting a sterile vial within which you inject a certain amount of testosterone enanthate from another vial and a certain amount of testosterone propionate from another vial. You can find sterile vials from which you can inject material on Amazon and on the web. It might be a great idea for people to experiment with this. In this case, you can change the concentration however you want. Now, remember, if you're going to do this, testosterone enanthate usually comes in 200 milligrams per milliliter, and testosterone propionate usually comes in 100 milligrams per milliliter. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're injecting certain concentrations of enanthate and prop into this sterile vial. But like in this case, again, you could put any concentration you want. You could make it like disproportionately prop with a stable baseline of enanthate. Yeah, maybe like 30% of it is enanthate and you got that smooth baseline, and the rest of it is prop. You just get that boost and prop, but then you have that stable baseline of enanthate. Where I think this would be useful is you got two faster acting esters than testosterone cypionate, right? I mean, obviously prop is super fast, but enanthate is fast and clears the body faster. So in this case, you get more of a boost. You get this stable baseline, but you're kind of boosting it each day if you're injecting daily with testosterone enanthate. Well, then on top of that, especially if you have a higher concentration of prop than enanthate, well, then you get this super boost every day. On top of, again, this stable baseline. This is where hybrid protocols really shine. I've not tried an enanthate prop blend, but I will in the future. It's just something that's on my list to do, but anyone can go get a sterile vial, have some enanthate, have some prop, and inject your own concentration in that vial and start injecting it and fucking experiment and see how you fare. Again, you are the master of your experience on TRT, and you must experiment to be dialed in. Then there is the option of a long ester plus cream. Okay, a long ester plus cream. I don't know if some of you guys remember, but Danny Bossa from the TRT Hormone Optimization channel, which doesn't talk about this anymore, largely from the blowback of him telling people never to manage estrogen and people taking that advice and running into fucking problem after problem after problem. But the guy said a lot of smart things in YouTube history. And one of the things he said and that he tried that was pretty effective was a hybrid TRT protocol of what I think was testosterone cypionate plus testosterone cream, which resulted in like fucking excessive erectile quality, like great erections, which everybody wants.
In this video, we're going to discuss the potential benefits of mixing injections of testosterone with the transscrotal testosterone cream. My mood is better. I sleep better. My libido and erections are better. Like my erections right now are like Cialis grade erections.
Like a door stopper.
Like smash through drywall.
Yeah.
type of, like, they are ridiculous.
I think this would be useful as well. Again, you have this stable baseline. It's super stable. If you're using Cypionate, you're just super stable. Levels are very, very much the same. You get a little bit of a peak, a little bit of a trough, but largely the same. Then you're rubbing cream on the shoulders or the testicles, and you're getting more DHT, a substantial, very rapid peak in testosterone that day. That completely changes the hormone dynamics. In some sense, keeps your body a little guessing. You know, you have got different fluctuations of hormones throughout the day, which for some people just is better. You know, in that case, you could run 150 milligrams a week of testosterone cypionate, and you could rub like 2 pumps of cream per day on the scrotum or on the shoulders. And again, you have a stable baseline, but then you'd have this fucking boost from the cream and more DHT usually, which again might fix your protocol. Finally, my favorite hybrid TRT protocol is testosterone propionate plus testosterone cream. Again, my experience with 70 milligrams of prop and 3 pumps of cream every other day was that I had more energy. I generally fucking felt better. I felt very stable. Like I didn't have major troughs, at least in terms of energy. And the erections, boys, the erections were fucking out of control. Here you got 2 fast-acting esters. This really doesn't employ the strategy of a stable baseline, like plus a boost. You know, in this case, the baseline was really induced, I guess, by, well, it's hard to say, probably the cream, right? It's a little lesser amount. It, you know, you boost up, and then it takes a little longer for cream to exit the system. And then you're just injecting prop at the same time, right? So you're just like, whoosh, you know, your prop is going like this, and then that cream is going up, but then slowly going down. And then that prop drops down pretty quickly. Maybe you meet somewhere in the middle by the time, you know, the next injection comes. But I got to tell you there, like I didn't even need to run daily 5 milligrams to tadalafil for erections. You know, that on top of TRT makes erections better for most people, assuming you don't have like a penile vascular problem or a nitric oxide problem. But interestingly, like I didn't care to run it, kind of forgot to run it, didn't want to run it, didn't need to run 5 milligrams to tadalafil when I was running this prop cream blend. We just had someone in on the channel comment on, I believe, the last live stream that the guy was running, I think it was Cypionate daily, and then having libido issues. And then the clinic he was working with, I think it was Ryan Root's clinic, Hormones for Me, they added 2 pumps of cream per day. I think 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. And then the guy got his libido back. This kind of stuff, like that kind of outcome, is not uncommon in the context of a TRT protocol. That's just a little boring. Like nothing major is happening, no major fluctuations. Your body kind of gets used to it, you know, and things kind of start to dole out. Well, you add some variation in the mix by bumping your testosterone levels up higher than you're used to having them, and then having them slowly come back down to what ultimately is still a solid baseline of high levels of testosterone. And that changes the dynamic, the hormone dynamic, the estradiol, the DHT conversion, the hormone balance. It might just be perfect for a lot of people. As I've explained before, and as I keep reporting from client data, there are no shortage of individuals who are having a hard time on a long ester. They're just injecting every day, every other day, every third day. Testosterone cypionate especially, I think the most problems come with, but also testosterone enanthate. Everything on the blood looks fine. Estradiol is fine. Total T is very high. DHT is pretty high. They're taking HCG. They're running DHA pregnenolone. Nothing's really helping specifically the sexual system. But once they bring in some cream on top of that or some prop on top of that, the situation resolves. You are the master of your TRT protocol. That's one thing that if you know, these videos that I want to get across, this discussion on experimentation, is that it is up to you. And if you're not dialed in, you might have to take it into your own hands to try things for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, try different variations, add a fast acting testosterone modality to your slow acting stable testosterone protocol. And for a lot of people, I'll just blanket say it's going to boost everything. It's going to boost libido, erections, your well-being, especially if you're running prop on top of cypionate or enanthate. I mean, you're going to feel fucking substantially better. But I think for a lot of guys who just can't get dialed in completely on like their 180 milligram cypionate dose, which they're dosing every other day, and they've been on that for a year and things are like okay, but they could be a lot better, and you're relying on sildenafil or tadalafil for erections for sex, it's a murky situation that you don't want to be in. Try varying it up. Bring in especially a fast-acting ester on top of your long-acting testosterone cypionate or testosterone enanthate, and you're probably going to have a lot better of a time. All right, boys, as I said, if you need to hire me for TRT protocol redesign, that is one of the primary things that we do. You can do that in under a minute at livecortex.com. If you got the budget for a longer package, especially if you have sexual dysfunction, libido or erectile problems that are ongoing, this is where we need time to try a bunch of different things in a targeted process to get you better. You can hire me for the longer packages or the TRT protocol redesign in under a minute at livecortex.com. And boys, Torque Nootropic Stack. Take 2 capsules, have better brain performance. 35% off right now. Code is in the description of this video. Lastly, Source List. This is our most popular product that we've launched in quite a long time. Again, a vetted, trusted compilation of sources for anabolics, hormone hacking agents, ancillaries, DHT, Proviron, anything you can think of, and you can buy that now at livecortex.com or down the description of this video. All right, brother. Happy Monday, the start of the week. Let's go crush it, all of us. Hope you had a great weekend. Sub to the channel makes a huge difference. So many different breakdowns on hormone hacking agents, obviously anabolics, androgenic compounds, oral compounds, ancillaries. Like the video, that makes a huge difference in how YouTube spreads our content out through the algorithm. It's been a pleasure being with you. I thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one.